and Jessica Newman. This is Rylan Newman. We're the Newman family. We have 2 children that have attended here at Redwood for the past year-ish, and they have been in multiple different services here at Redwood. They have mainly been in the toddler programming as well as the pre-K programming here at Redwood. We found out about Redwood through some family members. We're kind of newer to the area. We've only lived in northern Kentucky for about 2.5 years now. So one of the reasons why we actually even decided to move to this area is after exploring the Cincinnati, northern Kentucky area. We were looking at daycares, we were looking at things, but we were trying to find the perfect match for what is going to help, or who or what service is going to help our children, whether that's not in a traditional daycare setting. As you know, I mentioned, our child has medical needs that need met, so that just would not probably work out best in a traditional daycare setting. So when we first moved here, we started already getting linked up with Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Some of our team of specialists started talking about, what area do you live in? Oh, we live in northern Kentucky. Perfect. There's programming that is offered through Redwood that you can link up with, and after just kind of going on the website and doing some research about what Redwood is, that's kind of how we came to know more about what Redwood is and what they, what they offer. We began looking at services here at Redwood after meeting with the early childhood development area. We fell in love with everything that we were hearing that was offered here at Redwood, that our 2 children could get involved in, from therapy to dietary to just even being in a regular classroom and what that classroom looks like. We decided to have our children come here to Redwood mainly because one of our children is 5 years old, and his main diagnosis is bronchopulmonary dysplasia. He has chronic lung disease, mild cerebral palsy, some heart conditions, dietary needs that need to be met. And we fell in love with Redwood when we first got started, when the service providers started telling us what they were going to do to help the needs of our 5-year-old. And not just him, but also coordinating our 3-year-old in on classes and what those classrooms look like. So we liked the fact that our 5-year-old was going to be in classes amongst other peers that might have some sort of medical diagnoses, but other peers that might be just like our 3-year-old, that are your ordinary child that might not have any sort of additional needs that need met. We liked that blend in with the children into the classrooms, and that is very diverse. One of the other reasons that we also chose to come to Redwood is the fact that you can also receive services on site. So even though our children were receiving your day-to-day daycare or whatever needs, you were also getting the feedback of having those therapies included on site. So like our 5-year-old has speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy, all that are offered here at Redwood, and those were coordinated throughout the day, which was convenient for our family. While we were working, our child was able to receive those services here while we were at work, so we didn't have to coordinate times after school or whatever it might be. They were here on site. Our children have mainly utilized the early childhood programming offered here at Redwood. They've utilized the services of speech, occupational, and physical therapy. Those have gone very well. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, even when we first moved here, if you were to look at our 5-year-old and the amount of just even speech, the words that he was saying compared to now, those have drastically improved. So he's able to hold conversations, whereas before he mainly just said 1-word phrases, 2-word phrases. Now we're actually putting complete sentences together. I know that is through the help of Redwood services, as well as just even additional ideas that they give your family to work on at home, in the home environment. Those have all been a very big help for our family. If other families are considering even sending your child or, adult child or whatever that might be to Redwood, really just go. Just go and have that first interview with your family. Just ask questions. Just see what all is available to even offer your family. I mean, Redwood is a very diverse facility, from kids that may not have major diagnosis to those that are more on the severe side of things. So we've really benefited from Redwood, and I know that there's other families out there that could benefit from additional services and those that truly do love and take care of your children while you're not there or not able to be there.
We really did trust in Redwood, like she was saying, how they do care for each and every child in the facility and not just thinking of them as a number. So they all do take well as to learning the kid's name and different things like that as well too. So I definitely really enjoyed the services that we that the Redwood was to provide for our children.
It was a great place to send our children to know that, one, they're going to be cared for. The kids are looked at like they're their own, they're part of their family. We've never run into a staff member here didn't like. Everybody is truly like a family. They all love your family. They do the best that they can to care for your child and make sure that they're doing everything right. One of the things that stood out to me at our first meeting with Redwood is in the interview room, as we're talking, we're already incorporating my 5-year-old's teacher, what that teacher is going to do, what sort of goals we're going to have set for your child, what we're going to do in the classroom to know that your kid's just not sitting there all day. What are we going to actually do? What goals are we going to work for him? And one thing that stood out to me is the actual director, Miss Katrina, said, what can we do to get things right? What can we do to make sure that, your 5-year-old is actually going to have all of his dietary needs and nutritional needs taken care of? And, we want to make sure we're getting this right. That stood out to me because I don't want, my child sitting there all day thinking, oh my goodness, is he eating the proper amount that he needs? Did they make his food right today? Like, I didn't have to stress when I went to work because I knew that Redwood was going to get it. And I knew that the staff that was taking care of both of my children really love and do care and want to see him succeed in life.
We love